Alright, we have returned. Let's see who's next to help. Let's go ahead and speak with the commissary officer here. And we'll go and take on her quest entitled Best Delivered Cold. The commissary officer has her hands full and is in need of an extra pair.
Well, well now, here's a sight that warms the heart. I never thought I'd have the honor to meet a hero of your pedigree, let alone beg for your aid. You see, I've got a shipment of supplies to send down to Tapper's Den, and having someone who knows the lay of the land by my side will go a long way to ensure safe delivery. I'd defend it myself, but I'd have to carry the bloody thing. If you'd be so kind as to escort me, I'll assure you I'll make it worth your while.
Alright then.
Well then, I'll be waiting outside the gates of the camp. Come meet me when you're ready, but don't take too long. Monsters abound in these parts.
Oh, there's an alternate ending? Oh, that's news to me. Unless it's one of those, it's one half of the other, blue chain quests that when they are all completed and they come together, you get one final quest to do that completes the story. So yeah, let's speak with the officer.
There you are. I knew you'd have the heart to help a soul in need.
The commissary officer is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave the commissary officer behind. Yeah, we've seen and read all that crap. Let's go. Out into the wilderness we go. Yeah, her and her heavy backpack. Complete with the rolling bed there. Yeah, are we sure we don't have a gleaner running alongside us? Yeah, I think you're a long way away from Charlian, young lady. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and run over here to check out the quest bubble. Discuss the Magna Glackies.
It'll be some time yet before we've mapped the entirety of this vast expanse. It stretches north as far as the eye can see, unhospitable to even the hardiest of explorers. It's a wonder that the Guardians survived at all, let alone went on to form the Empire. Seeing the Magna Glackies with my own eyes, however, I've gained some understanding of their disposition.
Alright, and so off we go again. Yeah, we've seen those blue chain combined quests back in Shadowbringers quite a few times, actually. So as we prepare to hit the lake, what do you have to say next?
This is only hearsay, but I've been told those masses are formed when cerulean bolts burst from the earth and comes into contact with the surrounding water, freezing instantly and capturing that moment of violence forevermore. The water mixed in it prevents the cerulean from being set aflame, so we can't use it as fuel without refinement. The amount of cerulean you get after all that work is barely worth the trouble.
Well, not so much so that they don't have it coming in by pipeline.
Pure cerulean is wrested straight from the earth. That's what those rigs you see off in the distance are doing, or so I've heard.
Alright, away we go again. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Also, the quest objective is over here. Yeah, don't worry, I'll protect you. Alright, we made it.
Here we are, safe and sound. I couldn't have done it without you, friend. Now all that's left is to deliver the goods. Let's enter those caves and get some shelter from the freezing winds, eh?
Good idea. Alright, let's head on inside. And see what we come across. Oh, it's these guys again. Yeah, we're back.
Well, the goods have been safely delivered, but I'm afraid I have one more task to beg of you. Of course, I'd do it myself if I could, but I'm afraid this calls for someone with the skills that I lack. You're not obligated to help me again, but seeing as how you're already here, maybe you won't mind hearing me out?
Of course, I'll stick around. So we'll take our experience 815 gil and another Aether Currents. And so, since we're in the neighborhood, let's go ahead and speak with the commissary officer again to take on the next quest entitled Armored Up. The commissary officer is pleased to see you willing to help once more.
So you found it within your heart to help an old friend once again, eh? Rest assured I won't soon forget your generosity. Now, on to the matter at hand. The people here have told me about the Magitech weaponry stalking the frozen tundra. With no pilots to guide them, they unleash their fury upon whosoever is unfortunate enough to cross their path. Several of the refugees attempted to combat the threat using a few abandoned suits of Magitech armor, but they were soon overwhelmed. It's not often you see Magitech turn on Magitech, but not much surprises me these days. Luckily, no one was killed during that incident, but the Minus machines are still out there, primed and ready for their next target. This is where you come in. The stories say you're a demon in Magitech armor, and I reckon you'd reduce those things into piles of scrap before I even felt the chill in my fingertips. Like I said before, I do it myself, but seeing as how I've never ridden in a suit of armor, I'd just be buying myself a ticket to an early grave. Rest assured, however, that I'll do my best to learn from your example. Anyway, there's a seat waiting for us outside. I'll go ahead and ready for it for you. Don't leave me waiting out in the cold for too long.
Alright, let's do it. But yeah, it's been a while since we've taken a ride in a suit of Magitech armor. Yeah, here's one fresh off the line.
Well, she's as ready as she'll ever be. I don't think I need to tell you this, but make sure not to bring those things near the cave. I'll stand watch from here to make sure all goes to plan. Stay safe out there, friend.
Alright, we gotta go find 2 drones to destroy. Yeah, there's that music we're so accustomed to when riding in Magitech armor in this game. Who wants it first? Okay, you stun. Alright. Oh, and there's 4 of you. Alright, I did not notice that we have a quartet on our hands. Not only that, but we're also getting hit pretty hard. And there's quite a bit of cooldown on these things. Okay, 1 to go. And you're down. All clear over here. Moving on to the other set. Yeah, it's not quite as impressive as the Magitech armor we use in the Praetorium, but it's still cool to use. There's some Yetis over there. As we get closer to the pipeline. Yeah, jump up, jump down, and let's see what else we can do. Alright. Yeah, hit you with an early shot. Yeah, hit you with an early warning shot and then do it all again. Give it all you got. Fire! And then stun you again. And then more cannons. Go! Alright, 1 of you is out. And the thunder takes out the rest of you. Let's head on back. Alright there, officer. Oh, gotta dismount.
There you are, safe and sound. See, I knew you'd make quick work of those heaps of metal. Doubtless they were used to deadly effect when the Guardians waged war amongst themselves. In order to ensure that they fight upon their own countrymen, they were made to destroy anything that came within their sights. The fact that they're causing trouble this far out is distressing indeed. I must warn my superiors upon my return. Before that, however, there is yet one more task I would ask of you. I fear I might be imposing over much, but you have my word that this is the last one.
We'll hold you to it. We'll take experience, 815 gil, plus a pewter earring. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the officer's next quest entitled A Dream of Home. The commissary officer would seek out the opinions of the refugees.
One final task and I won't bother you any longer. You needn't fight anything, at least not if you don't want to. No, this time I mean to make use of your more diplomatic faculties.
Alright.
One of my duties here is to find out whether the refugees wish to return home or not. Naturally, each will have their own decision and their own reasons, but getting a general feel for things will help us determine the best way to help in the days ahead. I'll gather what information I can from the people in the caves. You only have to speak with one man, but it may take a bit of work to find him. I've been told he ventured off toward the wreckage of the Imperial train. Now if we could wait for him to return, but I'm running behind as it is. If you could do this, you'd be helping not only me, but all those who've been left without a home.
Alright. So yeah, I imagine it'd probably be faster to head back to Tertium to do this. Alright, outside we go. I think he's still trying to recover from the fact that he and Alice were having their lives at the tip of an electric shock collar. Yeah, out in the field we go, with it snowing here in Garlemald and in the surrounding area. Yeah, we're seeing quite a few things out here that could hurt you other than Magitech armor. And damn, we've seen massive craters like that before over in Girabanya. Yeah, looks like we're coming up on the wreckage of the train. Where will we find this person? He'd be hiding around the corner, perhaps. The answer is yes. Yeah, this little spot over here. Oh, it's not often I encounter someone else out here. If you've come here for ceruleum, then I'm afraid this area has already been picked clean. Actually, that's not why we're here. I'm here to ask you if you want to return to your homeland or if you wish to leave Garlemald. Well, either way, I imagine we'll get the same response. I mean, you must have a family, surely. Joke has already asked me as much, but I suppose you must be thorough. Could you give me a moment? I would first like to offer a prayer to the departed. Yeah, something you could definitely not do when you're representing the Garleans. This wreckage was left in the wake of one particularly fierce battle. A dear friend of mine journeyed here to search it for abandoned supplies, but a sudden explosion cut his life short. Although I had meant to offer him a lone prayer, why don't you join me? He always was one to enjoy the company of others, even though he scarcely knew. I've placed these stones to mark the spot of his passing. Pray to his memory, if you will. I can do that for you. As we look at this cairn of stones, yeah, I'll have to offer our condolences. Thank you. Whatever sustenance prayers provide those who have passed, I am sure my friend is grateful for it. As for your previous question, well, I am Alamegan by birth, and was taken from my home and from my family by the Empire, and made to serve in their interminable wars. After 10 years, my hands were so stained with blood I no longer recognized them as my own. Days, weeks, years blended into one another until finally I was released from service. For the first time in a long while, I thought for myself, also, they could be released from service? Even though they are from other territories? I'm surprised they wouldn't want you for life to make sure you didn't make any attempt to run. Did my wife and child still live? Would they allow one so steeped in sin back into their home? Even now I cannot bring myself to consider the answers to those questions. So, in short, I cannot say. Please, leave me with my thoughts. I won't be far behind, I promise. Alright, and so the commissary officer will be back over there, so let's make our way back. So, back on into the cave here, and we'll once again speak with the commissary officer. And the 3 people who are still here.
There you are, and even sooner than I had anticipated. What did the man say?
And also there's more than 3 people. Just with the shadows of the cave, it's hard to see everyone else.
I see. Such a tragic story, but sadly not an uncommon one. It seems that for some, the question of where home lies has no easy answer. In any case, we've done all that we can at present. Let's return to the camp and report our findings to the contingent, eh?
And so, back we go. Yeah, hang in there, everyone. Okay, well, we'll head on over to the commissary officer.
I've gone to the trouble of submitting my report already, so you needn't worry about that. And, as I promised, that brings an end to my endless requests.
Alright then.
Truth be told, my motivations for being here aren't entirely out of a sense of duty. My father was conscripted into the Guardian forces long ago, so when I heard that refugees had been found here, I had to meet them for myself. I volunteered for this duty, but unfortunately none of the refugees stirred my memories of him. Still, I won't give up the search. No matter what misdeeds he was forced to commit, all I want is to see him again, to share a meal under the same roof. Some, like Jarek, seem resigned to accept this place as their home, but there are others like my father who are people waiting for them, searching for them. If I can even see one family reunited, then all of this will have been worth it. Although the road ahead is a long one, it's time I stop forcing you to walk it with me. Thank you for all for you've done, friend. Please take this. You've earned it 1,000 times over.
And we're glad we could help, so we'll take our experience in 895 gil. And away she goes. Also, looks like some people have already taken a shine to the Guardian's winter looks.